Hey everyone, we're back for another episode of Beyond the Crown. I'm excited to be here. Are you? I'm sorry, I might be corny, but I love that little stuff. Ensure that you take the time to like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it so we can keep this thing going. Please like and subscribe. All right. So, as you know hopefully, as you know from the last episode, I'm doing a three-part series where I'm breaking down the areas of the competition. So, my last episode, I discussed interview. You don't have to watch the interview episode to understand what I'm discussing in this one, but it's highly encouraged that if you get some time, preferably after this one, that you watch the one on the interview. Anyway, so let's discuss it. What's next? We're going to talk about swimsuit and fitness, right? Okay. So first you say, well, which one am I doing? How do I know? It's system dependent and age dependent. Some systems have abandoned swimsuit and they do strictly fitness, while other divisions that still do swimsuit will have it for a select age. So normally teen, preteen, anything that age will do fitness. And and miss MISS, sometimes your MS, and then maybe your MRS will do swim. Some places is based on age, so they might, your Miss or your Mrs. MRS may do fitness, and then if you have an elite category, which is normally could be anywhere from 40 up, 50 up, and so forth, will do fitness. But some categories, some places allow you to do either or. So making that decision, how comfortable do you feel in your swimsuit? If you're an MISS, which is normally unmarried woman that hasn't had any kids, hasn't been divorced, normally between the ages of 18 to upwards of 28 years old, there's a high likelihood that you will do swim. If you do systems like America, or some systems that don't have swimmer fitness at all, they could be optional categories. But regardless, let's say you feel comfortable, you can wear a swimsuit. Good. Okay. Should I wear a one piece? Should I wear a two piece? I mean, from a judge's perspective, there is that doesn't talk about taking off if you wear a one piece or taking off if you wear a two piece. The biggest thing is understanding, are you being judged on your actual physique, or are you just being judged on what they say a healthy lifestyle? It's hard to say because, directors could tell you whatever, but at the end of the day, some judges may be old school. And if it's an old school judge, they are judging you based off of your physique. So you want to ensure, which doesn't necessarily mean you have to be scrawny or skinny to have a good physique. You have to, there's multiple things that go around how you look when you're in your fitness wear and or your swimsuit. You have to make sure that you're dressing correctly for your body. So if you have large breasts, does it make sense that you would wear a swimsuit with no structure in the top? Probably not, because you're going to be looking a little all over the place. If you have very large hips and you're wearing what you would call like a cheeky bottom swimsuit, where as you walk, it's ruching up your hind parts, like, no, nobody wants this. No matter how great your behind looks with nothing on it, nobody wants to see that. So, you have to think about those kind of things. Even if you're slender and your swimsuit is ruching up your behind, that was still something the judges would take points off of. But those are the kind of things that you want to think about. I wore a one piece, what they consider a monokini. So it did have a cutout in the side. It had full coverage back, and I did win overall fitness for my division. But I will admit that I'm also very in shape. I do take a lot of time. I work out, I eat well. I am slender, but I am not what I would consider like, I don't know, fashion runway, 90s Tyra Banks model thin, Naomi Campbell, Christina Brinkley, Cindy Crawford. I wouldn't call myself, that thin. But I am very much in shape. I work out, I eat well, and I encourage you, no matter, how you feel about yourself, that you should take that responsibility to work out, to create some definition in your body, and all those things. Swimsuit color, means a lot too, or your fitness wear. A lot of times, a printed swimsuit or a printed fitness is not something the judges are looking for. They're looking for a solid color. Possibly, you could do color blocking, meaning like if you are in fitness, you could do a different color top, different color bottom. Um, some fitness categories are traditional where they just do a long pant and then a basic sports bra. I would love to see you get creative. I'm getting ready to do fitness. I've never done it before, but I am excited about it. I got a really pretty olive green with some electric yellow piping. And I think it's going to look really good on stage. So think about that, styling. How do you like something that goes high waisted, like that kind of thing? It's all about dressing for your body to ensure that you're showing off your body in the way that you want to. So swimsuits, you can get a swimsuit custom made. You can get it with lots of structure in it. I tend to get my swimsuits that I wear in competition from Victoria's Secret because I personally don't have the budget to get a custom made swimsuit. Because I feel that Victoria's Secret is like the bra capital of the world, right? And so I think about having a swimsuit with some structure in it to ensure that I'm, accentuating my curves and the things, that look appealing and pleasing. This is something else a coach could assist you with. Finding a coach that can help you say, nope, that's not the swimsuit, or yes, that's a swimsuit. Let me tell you, I've kissed a lot of swimsuits to find my prince, to find the right swimsuit. So I definitely would encourage you to have swimsuits that are able to be returned. Sometimes it's hit or miss with that. If you can return, because it could be considered like an undergarment sometimes. So just be thinking about that. Also too, if you're balling on a budget, please ensure that you join some of these Facebook groups. You have like national level wears, Facebook groups, secondhand pageantry groups where people are recycling these things, because girls who are heavily in pageantry, who do a lot, they don't like to recycle the same things on and on. So a lot of times, they'll pay for this custom swimsuit. And if your measurements are similar to theirs, you could get their secondhand custom swimsuit for little, pennies on the dollar. They might have paid 500 for it. They might be letting it go for 250. You know what I'm saying? Like, that sounds like a lot of money, but I'm just throwing out big numbers. Because $100, you can get it for 50. So just think about those things when you're considering what you're going to wear. I would encourage you to try a lot of things on to see what you feel the most comfortable with. And if you're in a swimsuit competition, you're still thinking like, should I wear a one piece or should I wear a two piece? I'm going to tell you to go with what makes you feel the most comfortable and the most confident, because how you walk out on stage also had a lot to do with your score too. If you look unsure, if you look worried, it doesn't matter how physically good you look in your swimsuit, judges will take off for that. I know for me, I don't feel that comfortable in a two piece, just because I don't know. I feel like a two piece is for the beach, like that kind of thing. But I will be honest, I did wear a two piece this year just because I personally felt it would just make me more competitive. But that's just how I felt, this time around. I've worn a one piece in two other, state and national competitions, and I fared well. I just made a decision to do something a little different this time around. And it worked out for me, but I was able to pull it off. Now, if I walked on stage and I didn't look confident, I wouldn't have fared as well. But if it was up to me, I think I've discussed this in a different episode, I would always go with fitness. I just think fitness just seems like it's more fun. I get to be in sneakers, not heels. And then I get to show off a different kind of walk, because I feel like the walk you do in a fitness is different. It's a different type of modeling. It's a lot more fun. I would put it more like in the category of a fun fashion walk. So, it's more bouncy and more exciting, like big smiles. I don't know. It seems like a lot of fun. Like I said, I haven't done fitness, but I am excited to enter into the fitness category as I continue in my pageant journey. I hope this was helpful. I kind of was all over the place, jumping between fitness and swimsuit. If there are some things that you want me to clarify, just drop the question in the comments. I will read them, and I can make additional content to help clear anything up that seemed a little all over the place. But our time is up for today, but I'm excited to see you again next time. All right. See you.